Alright, today we've got a Farm Mac solid bar light and tough for professionals. We're going to do an unboxing on it. You can see some of it's already unboxed. My daughter got a hold of it before I did. So we're going to open it and we're going to compare it to a steel 32 inch. This is Farm Mac's 36. We're going to compare it to a steel 32 solid non-lightweight bar, and then we're going to mount it to the saw. And then we'll get some, I've got another saw that's already got one on it that we're going to show some video of it running and talk about that. So let's start with the unboxing and we will talk about it as we go. So alright, 3/8 063, 114 links, full comp. When you compare it to the steel, I mean, it's, if I can get that to focus. I'm doing this on my phone, guys, so it's not the best in the world, but it's pretty good. Like I said, I've run a couple other Neotec chains and they're really good. This is a used steel RS. And I like these, but in comparison to the Neotec, they're pretty good. This has been sharpened a little bit, but pretty close. They're good chains for the money. So open this up here, pull this thing out, and we'll do some comparing. I've done this before and didn't do a video. I thought, you know what, if I'd been smart, I'd done a video on it. But because you don't see some of the stuff I'm going to do videos on in the future, you don't see a whole lot of it on YouTube. So there it is. Bump the camera, but there it is. Now, one thing that surprised me is the weight. Now, I usually like a 32 bar. That's usually what I run when I went to that one. I run a 32 on my, I've got a Neotec NS872 with the full wrap. I had a little tinkering done with it, done a muffler mod on it and whatnot, but I was running a 32 with it, cut great. Full bar, cuts great. No problems. You can't dog in on it real hard, but still, cuts good for what it does. All I want it to do. But I run a 32, so I don't have to bend over, you know. Watch a lot of Buck and Billy Ray, and he'll talk to you about standing buck. But this surprised me when I got these bars. Let's get it to the right mode here. 5 pounds, 2.16, or 5 pounds, 21 ounces, 21 and a half ounces, something like that. So there's that. Just to show you, you can see that steel Rollomatic non-lightweight bar is 4.8 6 pounds. And that's without the chain. And then just for reference, I've got a steel lightweight 28. That's a 28. So now I kind of know 28's apples to oranges over, and the 32 is full solid bar, not lightweight, but they're great bars. You can get you a little grease gun for that. I got the grease guns on them, or the grease fittings on them. So they are got the removable sprocket, replaceable sprocket, where you can service it. And believe it or not, there's not a whole lot of flex with these bars. I know you can't tell from the camera, but there's not a whole lot. One thing I have noticed with my other one is these get stopped up some, which all bars do, but these seem to be a little bit more noticeable. These holes right here, they get stopped up. That's one thing I've noticed. I mean, all bars do, but these seem to be a little bit more noticeable. But they're not hard to clean out. If your saw stops oiling for some reason, check that, clean it out. Especially if you're cutting something's real dead, it creates a little more fines, as people call them. Alright, so let's put this thing on the saw. And this one is going on, see if I can adjust this camera for you. This one is going on the Neotec N872I. Yeah, I joined some of the clubs and put a Egan straight shot on it. So, great little muffler mod for anybody that wants to mod these saws and looks at making them a little bit better, a little more throttle response. And that's a great little feature. A little add-on you can get. But I haven't had a problem on this saw other than right here. The fuel cap will leak around right there where that's a 2-piece fuel cap. Just pop it off, separate the gray part that's in there from the orange. Take a sander and sand the back side of the orange down where it's kind of level with the gray. Put you some moto seal in there, call it a day. So, but this is not a review on the saw. As much as I wished I had done a review on the saw when I got it. And I probably still could, I just ain't done it yet. But you can find reviews. Cornucopia Farms has got great reviews. That's the ones I watched when I went to buy these saws. Kind of sold me on them. He does a great review on it, and I know I'm giving shout outs, but I mean, these are people that I've watched and things that I've done and learned from, so they deserve their little shout out or whatnot, so you can watch them too. Now I don't know how much of this I'll be able to get in the whole thing because my tripod's not the best. Like I said, I'm doing this on my phone. This is one of the first videos where I've actually done a review and whatnot, so get this up there. May have a room right here where you can see it, may not. Now, one thing I noticed when I put this bar, the other bar on this saw, is I did have to run the adjuster back pretty far to begin with. So, at that, I mean, it's almost going to feel like it's maxed out, and a lot of times it is maxed out. But it's not. It don't stay back that way. It's kind of one of those anomalies. After your chain stretches, it'll be fine. And of course, all chains stretch, especially the new ones. So, kind of dangle that on there to get it. And they're light enough to where if you've got these, dogs, where I got that flat spot on them, it'll hold the bar up off the ground. It even does it with my littler saw, the NS872, which is a great saw. Get your chain undone here. So yeah, I know, bar's on upside down. We'll fix that. It don't matter. I flip them every time I sharpen the chain anyway. First time my brother-in-law seen me, I just put a new, actually it was that steel lightweight 28. I put it on a saw. Hadn't run it, just had it on there, and I was going to go cut some wood at my brother-in-law's, and he said, "You know your bar's on upside down?" I said, "Yeah, it won't hurt it." So it don't hurt them. Flip them about every oil change or every other oil change. Here, I'm going to get the camera again. Or oil change. Every chain sharpening. Part of my honey-do list. Oil changes. Got to do one for my father-in-law. Get stuff that way. Come on down there. There we go. So, put that on there. Set it in the back groove back here. And there we go. Now, what you can do, and I know you couldn't see that, guys, I'm sorry. Camera's not the best in the world. I put the cover on and run the nuts up just to kind of hold it that way. It's got that dog there to kind of help hold it on there, or hold the bar up off the ground a little bit. That way I can tinker with it and not have to worry about it hitting the table and cutting anything or whatnot. And then just kind of hold the bar up. Some people don't do this. And when you tighten your chain, if you don't hold the bar up, it is actually not tight. Because what it'll do is it'll sag back, it'll push up when you go into the cut, and your chain will get loose. So all I've done is kind of pull it up. I've got them nuts tightened up here to hold that down. Spin it a little bit. You can tell it's dry just from the sound. I hate that sound. Got good and tight. Maybe a little too tight. That bar drop. If you got them loose when you go and dog in, the weight of the saw when you dog it in may cause that to be a little, there we go. That's better. Some people run them tight, some people run them loose. I like mine kind of loose, not too loose, kind of loose. There we go. We will grease it. Got some grease come out from around the teeth here and drags. Put something under it there to kind of hold it up. I don't know if you can just see what I've done, but I'm turning it backwards very carefully so it spreads that grease around and it don't catch what I had under it. You gotta be careful and don't catch your hands.
Hey,
yeah.
I'm going to get
you. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to go pick up the kiddo. But so got the chain on there, get a little oil before we start putting it in anything, and we'll get some time cutting with it. Should we do these chains are actually, I mean, the very first one I got was weird. It didn't cut right, but the newer ones that I've gotten from them, no complaints. I may do a sharpening video and show you how I sharpen. I do cheat with it, use a cheater to keep my file right, but they work great. It works for me and it's quick. But yeah, so we'll get some. It's raining right now, but when it quits raining, we'll go drop it in some wood and show you how well it does, and kind of let you see the 892 running with that Egan straight shot. So, to be continued. Alright, NS872I 36-inch Farm Mac lightweight bar. So we're gonna cut this tree over here. I'm gonna have to take the truck and pull it down. See if we can get this busted up down so it's safer for this guy and his cows. got the 892, NS892, and the 872, both steel clones. I know the 872 is not supposed to have a 36-inch bar on it, but it does help with not having to bend over when you're bucking small stuff or even this stuff. And it don't do the best in the world. I know the 892 cuts faster and stuff like that, but I just want to show you that this will pull a 36-inch bar. It's all in the filing. Keep it sharp. It started to get dull there at the end. Keep it sharp. Don't run it. And take a tank of, run a tank of fuel through it, and get you another saw if you got one. Let it cool down. Set it in the shade. Let it cool down. If you don't have another saw, take that as time to bust some up or do something else if you need to. But especially in the summer, it's pretty hot out here right now. So these will vapor lock. Of course, all saws will if you leave them in the sun, but they're really hard to start if they vapor lock. That's the only downfall I've seen to them. It oils a 36-inch bar just fine. I checked it over here a second ago. You'll see it in the video. Just make sure it was still oiling. This one does great, no problems. Fuel caps, like I said, with these, the fuel caps are the issues with them that I found. It's got an Egan straight shot on it. This one's got a homemade muffler mod. Buddy of mine at work made it for me. And that's all that's been done to them. Timing advance. I did advance the timing on them a little bit, just to get a little more pizzazz out of them and that throttle response. So, but this is red oak. I haven't measured it, but it was longer across than the 36-inch bar was. So, and it's hard. It may be dead, and the bottom of it down here may be rotten, but this stuff's still hard and knotty. And that's one reason I used the 872 on that big knot there, was so that you could see that it'll pull it. It'll slow. It won't cut. It ain't gonna cut fast, but it'll cut. It'll do the job. Just take your time with them. Speed's not necessarily, if you're especially cutting firewood, speed's not important. I like a fast saw, just so I can say I got a fast saw. But reliability is more important to me than speed. I mean, if I really wanted to pull some speed out, I'd go get my domers. You know, my dad sported domers. It would be nothing for them things. But these, they do great for the money. I mean, you can get in this one for less than 300. You can get in this one for about $450 with the bar. But now these are lightweight bars, so they'll cost a little bit more. So I do have some aftermarket felon spikes on these right here. This and actually the 892 comes with a good set of felon spikes. So it's got the flat spot on them to hold the bar up off the ground. The 872 does not come with the good felling spikes. It comes with one felling spike on one side, and that's it. I ordered just a cheap $9 set off Amazon to match these here, and they work great. They still fit. I actually ordered it for the NS, or for the 660 clone, the NS870 or 892. But other than that, it's great. So we'll get this video out soon. Hope to see you back next time.